Hey, it's John. So we are walking in the Northumberland town, that's in North England, town of Amble. And I wanted to talk to you today about daily practice and to explain a bit further about how this will be presented is really to talk about what the challenges are that the journey I am going through in terms of my daily practice, in my attempt to avoid not being too preachy. And it's always in my consciousness is like just trying to be vulnerable as well as sharing at the same time. So I can talk about my journey. Hopefully you can hear me walking on this gravel with Patch. My journey of my daily practice, I feel, is that I'm always learning how to be consistent, so to do my practice every day. And I feel I have quite a few different practices. They include meditation, yoga, gym, running, and music. There's more, I'm sure, but these are the conscious practices. And if I talk first of all about meditation, because it's one of the most flexible, I definitely practice meditation every day. And the reason I call this a bit of a journey is that although I have mastered I feel like I've mastered the ability to meditate each day, to make 5 minutes each day. What's a journey for me is learning when are the times I should take a break from my daily routine. And I have taken breaks. I've taken a week this year and a week last year off, and it's about, I feel a daily practice is the key to unlocking like your dreams. I love the sun appears at that time. So it's like when I hear the future version of myself calling me and it talking, like I imagine myself being interviewed in the future and the future version of me saying, these are all the things I did on my journey to get to this vibration, this timeline. And come on, Patch. And that's really exciting. And so I describe the daily practice of meditation as being flexible because I've now meditated in so many different places. Today was a first for me. It was meditating in a bathroom. So we're in a holiday house, and I was gonna do it in the living room, but I've just been for a run, so that was another daily practice. Certainly a weekday daily practice. I've just been for about a 3-4 mile run with my son, and he wanted to sit and really just rest and watch some TV after. Come on, Patch. And so I was like, I really don't know where to go. Like every other room was taken, and it was raining outside. I didn't really feel like it was a great time to go outside. Of course, I could have gone outside. So yeah, I went up to the bathroom, and it had like just enough space to do some stretches, and I really learning like it's so important to be empathetic to those that don't have like space and time to be, you know, to incorporate the daily practice or in a way that they see it being presented. And so to cut to the chase of some of the ways I try it. So if I'm camping with the family, I either go outside if the weather's good, or I set my alarm. I have like a silent alarm, like it just vibrates, and on my watch, and then and then I wake up and just go I just sit up. I just immediately sit up, like at something like 5 a.m. where everyone's sleeping quietly, and I don't make any sound in that meditation, and I just relax and meditate for a few minutes, and then I go back to sleep. And I like whisper or just think through in my head like what message it is I'm getting, and then I'm able to use that as a song. The other thing I do is, if I'm in an airplane and there's really no time to there's really no time to to meditate when it's such a busy day, what I'll do is I'll just when I finally get sat in my airplane seat, Patch is going just behind a tree, so I'll be cleaning this up. But yeah, as soon as I'm sat in my seat and the flight's like, usually when it's left the runway, I'll then meditate, and that's really cool because, well, I love like the idea of like meditating in the air. And Patch is digging a hole. Very good, Patch. Right, not on me. Stop it. Excuse me a second as I deal with this. So yeah, I've also loved and like really enjoyed meditating in the ocean, and like just sitting, if it's warm enough or a bit cold, just sitting in the sea and being able to meditate and connect with nature is fantastic. And then I could be sitting in a park or really just doing that 5-minute meditation anywhere. I don't know, like the way I meditate, I sit in the lotus position and I close my eyes, take 3 deep breaths, connect with source above, with the core of Gaia below, and I then, surround myself in protection. And once I've sent waves of love, these created bubbles of love around the earth, around the solar system, the galaxy, the universe, and then raise the vibration of every living thing and send it unconditional love, then I ask my guides for the meditation message, like a message for today. And not everyone does that, right? Like lots of people meditate in different ways, and the more I've meditated in the way that works for me the best, the more I've realized that there's much more of a waking meditation to each day. I'm very much a morning person, as you can probably tell. And so when I get up at 5 a.m, I do it before everyone wakes up so that I have freedom. Like, I have a wife and 2 kids. I have a day job. I have a dog, Patch, who needs lots of walks. And there's this freedom while everyone's sleeping. And maybe a subject for another video is, is how much sleep I really need. And I do feel like I need more sleep when my body's processing more toxins. And so the healthier I eat, the less sleep I seem to need. And I love that. I love that idea. And equally the other way around, like if you're eating more toxins, then you should sleep more. It's a good practice. So yeah, that's meditation. I've tried, where are the other places I meditated? In a tree, in the car, in a motorhome, sitting up in bed, to the bathroom today. I don't know, like you can just do it anywhere. And there's not really a limitation. It feels like it's quite good practice to have some noise and some annoyance. I feel like the key to our daily practice is not about being rigid. It's about being, like, I feel like that daily practice does allow us to achieve our dreams, like allows us to really step forwards each day, make every day a step forwards. And when you want to take a rest on that journey to your dreams, then take a rest. Yet it's so beautiful to, like Bruce Lee always said, like be like water, and when you learn to flow, there's this real beauty that's captured in the chaos of this reality. So whenever you're like, I would never, if I hear an interruption, like a loud noise or something in the background, I would never just then patch, go this way. I would never just stop my meditation and restart. That would seem counterproductive. This way, Patch. Come on. Yeah, so, and it's the same with the song. Well, I'd always stop when I was writing a song, but let's come on to that. But yeah, there's definitely a magic. There's a beauty in this ability to be flexible. The more flexible I am, the more it encourages me to explore, to actively seek meditating in different places. And it's very different experiences. It's like we become more of a reflection of this beauty, this chaos around us. And, you know, water doesn't have an excuse. It doesn't create excuses for being blocked. And even when you put when you try and, I'm trying to think of the analogy, like I was just seeing a dam, like even when you create a massive dam, like it takes so much effort to control water, to try and keep it in the same place. And inevitably there's some sort of vent, like there's these big dams, as far as I know, they always have some kind of way of, like the floodgates, allowing that pressure to release. But I'm sure 99% of the water on this planet is not in a dam and is flowing freely in storms, in calm, in rain droplets. It's just flowing everywhere all the time. And that's really beautiful. And so if I also move on to the harder daily practice of writing a song each day, I found that more challenging because it requires, if I'm careful with my words, I specify to myself that I want to record a song in the best reasonable sound quality I can in the environment that I'm in. And I think that's it's a really fascinating, is it dichotomy? I think it is. I think that's the right word, where I really want to capture the song and the music I'm creating, but I increasingly have an appetite to capture the nature around me, or the city and sounds around me. What's very difficult from a sound editing side is if I just record using my phone, then I just get like this huge background. Excuse me, that was probably a bit louder on the microphone. I get this huge background noise, and then I can't do anything with it. Like I record this whole song, I haven't written down the lyrics, I never write them down, and so suddenly I'm just in this situation where like, oh, I don't really know what to do now. And do I do it again? And so I do love with using at least a little mixing desk, and I have a little Tascam mixing desk, a DP0080X, I think that's what it's called. And that's really good for mobile recording. So I've taken that to, we're in our holiday house just now, and I recorded in our kitchen. I found the kitchen was the best because it didn't annoy the family too much. And previously I would have been more worried about the sound of the refrigerator and freezer and boiler, but now I just accept, like, it's fine, it's a kitchen. let its sounds be. When I'm recording in nature, I just feel like it's such an honor, and I feel like that is so beautiful, because you just end up in this situation where you're you're singing to the environment around you and playing music, and then it's reflecting this back to you. It's like singing back to you, and yeah, I really love that. And one thing I also enjoy is just playing in new places. I've recorded songs in trees, parks, woods, gardens, kitchens I mentioned, in when I've been playing a live gig, I've done it. I've recorded them in a swimming pool, in shower, even one upside down from some gym equipment. Like the list goes on. And every single time I try something new, what I think are annoyances in the background are inevitably, when I listen back, they're actually the thing that make the song the most beautiful, and more beautiful than I can imagine. I feel some of this also comes down to your mental model and attitude towards mistakes. Come on, Patch. I rarely redo a song, like unless I stop, or you know, I'll restart a song if I stop it, for sure, and then I'll record it. If I make a mistake, but maybe, I don't know, maybe my pitch is a bit off, or I fumble on the words a bit, I have quite an increasingly high tolerance now. I don't know if you can understand the song or not, but at least I do, and I feel it's enough to still capture that moment and not obsess about it. So most of the time, it takes me about once or twice to record a song, like one or two takes. Now, and it's rare that I have maybe 5 or 6, unless I have some sort of technical problem. But yeah, I love that as well, like just going with the flow of the situation, of the environment. A bit like this wind that's blowing just now. Hopefully it's not annoying you too much. And yeah, and also to take time off. So it's a journey for me to find the right time to take time off. I did take a day or two off when we moved house, because it's the last thing my family and I needed was me obsessing about a song. So I wrote a couple of extra ones and stored those up. And yeah, my daily practice, I feel like I'm going to look back in years to come and be so grateful for this journey. I already look back at the 108 albums I've written now and feel such gratitude for that journey and acknowledge every step. It's such a beautiful journey to record the songs and share them with the world. And I'm always challenging my intention, like, why am I doing this? Why do I push so hard every day to create? And yet I feel increasingly this ability to receive both the magic of the lyrics of the song, the message, and then also the gratitude that others share with me for what I create and how it helps them. So that's me. I hope you find this video useful, and I'd love to hear in the comments like what your daily practice is and how it helps you on the journey to your dreams. Thank you. Sending my love from England.